Hey there, I'm Christy coming to you all alone from the Twisted Fish studio today, and I thought that we could all use a little bit of a primal movement check-in because I know it's been a while for most of everybody at this point. So primal movements are really based on movements that we initially developed as babies when we first started to get motorized. And some of these, what may seem like unimportant movements in our smaller movers, like our hands and our feet, enable our hips and our backs to move with more ease. So this is just a simple kind of a check-in with primal movement. It's accessible to all levels of practice. Do what you are able to do. Don't strain or do anything nuts, and see how it goes. It's a good thing that you can bring in on a daily or fairly regular basis and to use to help increase flexibility and mobility, and also your awareness of the places that you're not as flexible and mobile. So begin just in a comfortable seated position first, and lengthening your legs out in front of you. You can, if you wish, take a small chunk of your buttocks gently away from your sits bones, bringing your hands down beside your body simply to support the length of your torso and being able to take some nice big full breaths. You're going to point toes away from you first and then press through your heels. Do this a couple more times, pointing through your toes right from the top of your thigh and then pressing through your heels right from the backs of your buttocks. One more time, pointing through your toes and pressing through your heels. Now, turning the soles of your feet in toward each other without bending your knees, and then turning the soles of your feet out and away. Two more times, inhaling, turning the soles of your feet in toward each other, and then turning out and away. One more time, just like that, turning in toward each other, and then out and away. You're going to make your way into something we call the figure four. So begin by bringing your right foot towards your left buttock, and then your left foot just in front of your right. So it essentially looks like you're making a figure four with your legs. Bringing your fingertips to the inside of your left foot, and take a couple of rounds of arching and rounding your back. Just cat and cow movement, lengthening, and then curling back in. And again, lengthening, arching as much as you're able to, and curling back in. One more time on this side, lifting, and then curling back in, and then just switching sides. Bring your left foot in towards your right buttock, and your right foot in front of your left. Fingertips or hands to the inside of your right foot, wherever you can reach with ease. Lengthening with an inhalation and curling back in as you exhale. Two more times on that side, lengthening up and curling back in. One more time, lifting up and curling back in. Coming back into a neutral space, we're just going to switch. So switch and switch and switch and switch. Coming down to lie on your back, bending both of your knees and placing your feet flat on the ground. You lengthen your right leg up and bring it in as close towards you as you can without your knee beginning to bend. And then just switching sides. As you bend your right knee, bringing your right foot down to the ground, lengthening your left leg, pressing through your heel, drawing back through your toes. We'll do two more on each side, just waking up and saying hi to hamstrings in an honest way. And switching over to the left as your right foot comes down. Bend your left knee, bring your left foot down, lengthen your right leg up. Switching to the left side just one more time here. And making your way into a happy baby pose, letting your knees drop down towards your armpits. You're going to stack your ankles on top of your knees and take hold of either your thighs, the backs of your calves, or if your big toes can be reached with ease, go for your big toes. Now we want to imbue kind of this dual action. So pressing your feet away from you with the strength of your legs as you draw in and down with the strength of your arms. Bringing your left foot in towards your buttocks and lengthening your right leg out to the side. Press your leg away from you as you draw it in towards you. And then bending your right knee, bring your right foot in towards your groin and lengthening your left leg out to the left side. Again, press it away from you as you draw it in towards you with the strength of your upper body. 2 more on each side. Left foot in towards your groin, lengthening your right leg out. Right foot in towards your groin and lengthening your left leg out. 1 more time on each side, lengthening right out. Bringing your right foot back in and lengthening your left leg out. And then we're going to start to get a little bit funky with this. Keeping your right foot drawn in towards your groin, lengthen over to your right side, lengthen your left leg to the right side. Then bring your left foot back in towards your groin, rolling onto your back, over onto your left side as you lengthen your right leg out. You want to keep that dual action in play because we're going to start to play with this. So just 2 more times to each side. Lengthening right leg over to the left side and left leg over to the right side. Finishing 1 more time, rolling to the left side and then coming back into a neutral position. Lengthen your left leg over to the right side and use it to draw yourself back into a seated position. So talking my way through this and doing it are 2 different things. So let's try that again. With a little momentum helps too. So as you lengthen over to the left side, bend your knee and pull yourself back up into a seated position. You don't want to be too attached to your mat because you're going to come off of it. Coming back onto your back and roll to the left side. So you want to press your leg away from you as you draw it in towards you with your hand and begin to bend your knee to pull yourself back up into a seated position. So we're just going to start to rock and roll like this. Rolling onto your back, roll to the right side, lengthen your left leg out and lift back up. Make sure your T is not directly behind you. And rolling back, roll to the left side, and use your leg to bring you back up. Couple more times on each side. Roll directly onto your back first, take your opposite leg to the other side, and come back up. Again, rolling back, leg to the opposite side, and come back up. Let's do 1 more on each side, just for fun. So, rolling back, right leg to the left side and coming up to seated. Rolling onto your back, left leg to the right side and coming back up to seated. As you can see, we're practicing non-attachment with the yoga mat right now. Okay, make your way up onto all 4s. You're going to lift your knees slightly away from the ground, curling your toes under. Walk forward, and then walk back. Try to keep your hips as low as possible. Walking forward, and then walking back. You want to have a little bit more fun with this? Walk to the side, walking hand to hand and foot to foot. And then coming back. Bring your knees down to the ground. Keep your toes curled under. Now, this might be enough work for you, or see if you can bring your buttocks towards your thighs. Possibly walking your hands back and drawing your tailbone towards your pubic bone. Shifting forward, bring your hands back down to the ground. Turn your toes away from you and bring your buttocks back towards your heels, possibly drawing your thighs towards your belly. Just a couple more with these two movements. To all fours, curl your toes under, buttocks back towards your heels, possibly moving a little deeper as you spread into your toes, shifting forward, turn your toes away, bring your buttocks back towards your heels, possibly drawing thighs towards your belly. One more of each of these movements. Curling toes under, drawing buttocks back. So you bring your hands down, turn your toes away, and bring your buttocks back towards your heels. Making your way back to all fours, lifting your knees away from the ground. You'll walk your feet forward and begin to walk your hands back. Making your way into a reverse table, and then coming back the other way. Drop your buttocks down, walk your hands forward. Back into reverse table. Walking hands forward and coming to forward table. One more time. You might want to switch which hand is going back first to bring a bit more balance into this, and which hand is moving forward first. Making your way back into a comfortable seated position. Resting your hands on your thighs. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it all the way out. Thanks for joining me for this mindful moment of movement today. See you soon.